everyone, finally I'm back. I know it's been a little while. I'm on to another unicorn tutorial. This one is similar, and the products are a little newer and a little different and more beautiful. And also I'm gonna talk about where you can get them, and this is not a new website. I have done quite a few videos with the Glitterbug Fairy, stuff from the glitterbugfairy.com, and that's where this stuff comes from. I've had several people send me pictures and ask, hey, can you make a bow like this? And when they send me the picture, it's always with the eyes like this. And I've always used just like glitter foam for the eyes or whatever. But finally I can get these eyes, I guess it's the vinyl, is it HTV? Yeah, vinyl iron-on, very easy to work with, and I'm going to show you how to do that in just a second. So I'll leave a link in the video to in the descriptions box on where to get this. And the great thing about these is you can get almost this entire thing from the website. Okay, she provides the horns, the ears. She also has a set of flowers. They're not exactly like these. I use my own flowers, but she does have the flowers. She has the ribbon. You can buy the ribbon, and the eyes. The only thing I have here is I don't know if you can see, I added the little rhinestones on this one. Here's another one in pink, and I added the pearl. These are little just flat back pearls. You can see that these ears are actually sequined ears, and the horns are 2-inch. Okay, and then these ears, these are glitter. Okay, so very, very neat little products. I've had so much fun making these this evening, and so go check it out. All right, so I'm going to move this and tell you what you need. You're going to have 3-inch ribbon. And this is also something a little different than I'm going to talk about. And my dogs are acting up, so I'll have to probably deal with them. The ribbon I normally cut to 30 inches. Well, this time I think I'm going to do a little bit shorter, and it's actually worked out a little bit better for me. This ribbon is cut to 26 inches instead of 30, and what happens is my loops come out a little smaller, I guess. They're not as tall, and so they don't fall, and you can see that this sheer bow looks a little bit smaller, like my tails are a little bit less in length, and you can tell, I don't know, I just like this look a whole lot better, and the loops tend to stay up a little bit better. The 30-inch, usually is for when you're, ironing a lot of text on the loops and, that kind of stuff. So, anyway, once you cut your ribbon, I like to go ahead and cut my ends, and that's totally up to you if you want to do that. And of course, for this, you're going to need your needle and thread, your scissors, glue gun. I'm going to put a little piece of 3/8 ribbon in the center, your choice of hardware, or if you want a rubber band, if you like to use the zip tie around the center, you can do that. I'm going to use my my salon clip just for measurement, lighter, and you're also going to need an iron to iron on the little eyes. You can see they're just little vinyl pieces. Okay, and I'll go over everything at the end, where you can get them and that kind of stuff. and what's offered. Okay. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started with making the bow, and then I can go over the products. Okay, so of course I fold mine in half, and let me go ahead and turn on my iron. Oops, not plugged in. Let me do that real quick. There we go. Okay, so we're going to fold it in half and get a crease. Okay, we're going to go ahead and make our... I've got a different camera angle this time. It gives me a lot more room to work, so I hope it's okay. I hope you guys can see it. Okay, and I don't know if y'all are like this, but I have to stand up to make my cheer bows. I don't have to stand over it to see. Okay, so I am not using the cheer bow mat for this. I mean, that's totally up to you. Since these are a little less in length, I've just been winging it like I used to. Okay. And then basically I do the same thing. I just get my little crease. I flip it over. Can't think of what I wanted to say. And then line it up. Okay. And it looks good to me as far as the loops. And I'll sit back down so I don't get out of camera range. And then I just put my clip on just to kind of see. Alright, and this looks good. Okay. So I got my needle and thread here. And I'm just going to go ahead and fold. And sometimes my tails end up a little off, but you can always, you know, adjust that at the end. Alright, looks pretty good. Yeah, I know some people use the zip tie method in the middle. I don't. I don't care for those zip ties. I just, you know, it's just a preference. Don't really care for them. And like I said, if you need to purchase the 3-inch ribbon, there is a little section on the website where you can buy it. And while I'm finishing this off, I'll just go ahead and tell you, like the sets of ears, I think are $1 a piece, if I'm not mistaken. And the horns are, I think, $1 each. The eyes, I think, are 25 cents a piece. 25 or 35 cents a piece, something like that. But, and then she's got the, you know, the little section for the flowers and, you know, so all kind of goodies on there. Okay, so this is my cheer bow, and of course it, like I said, it's not a big hulking one like the ones I usually do. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead, oops, not that one. I'm going to put, this is a 70 millimeter barrette. Alright, and you can stiffen with hairspray. That's totally up to you. Oh, my glue gun is so dirty. Okay. The girls around here like, you know, the barrettes mostly because they wear such big bows. So that's why I use a lot of barrettes rather than rubber bands, and alligator clips go with the smaller bows generally. I know. You're so deprived. My doggy, she's growling at me. Okay. Now, one last little thing here is I'm going to cover my center with the coordinating 3/8 ribbon. And just go around the center. And again, this is not a new bow, but I did change the length of it, you know, from the other ones I've been doing. I kind of like, you know, the smaller length a little bit. I guess it just depends. It really just depends on what kind of cheer bow you're doing. You know, if you have a lot of text to iron on to the loops, then you know, you're probably going to want 28 to 30 inches. Okay, so we're done with the actual bow. Okay, and I like the way it, you know, the loops kind of flatten out more too, if that makes sense. Okay, now, I have found in the course of doing these that it is easier for me, at least, to do the eyes first. So I've got my little ironing board here, okay, and I'm going to show you kind of how I do this. And like I said, it's easier to go ahead and do the eyes, because once you have the horn and all that other stuff put on, and then if you have to use your iron, you know, it kind of gets in the way, and you know, it's totally a preference, but this is how I do it. So what I do is, and by the way, these can go either way. I have been kind of putting mine like this, and you want to make sure you get them as even as possible. You know, you may want to just bunch it together. I think I'm going to come down just a little bit. Okay. And you just kind of play with it a little bit. It doesn't lay flat, so you have to... Let me turn it around real quick. Alright, make sure that, you know, you've got your iron on. And if it's a little off, I don't think that's a real big deal. Then this is what I do. I'm going to go ahead and just take that one off. Alright. Then what I do is I hold this one little part right there. Move it down a little bit. Okay, this one little part right here, you see where I'm holding it? And then I just take the top part of my iron and then just kind of tap it, and then it automatically goes down. Okay, and then I can let go of that. And then same thing. Basically with this vinyl, from doing so many cheer bows, you don't want to go back and forth in a, you know, ironing motion. You just basically tap it. Okay, and you know, it doesn't take long. And then you can peel the little piece off. See, the little plastic piece comes right off. Okay, honestly, you do not have to do it long. It's better to not keep that iron on too long as opposed to not enough, because you can always go back and, you know, re-tap it. Okay, so I'm just giving my dogs a few bones again. They're really being bad tonight. Okay, so Now I'm just going to take my other one and line it up as best as I can. And that looks pretty good to me. So I'm just going to hold this part once again, tap it, and then I can let go when it's flat. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay. And that should work. And then I can just take my little piece off, and that's it. It's very easy to work with if you haven't worked with the vinyl. Okay. But if you are going to use hairspray to stiffen and all that, you probably better do that before you iron on the little eyes or whatever. Okay, so that part's done, and basically then it's just, you know, you're doing your decorating. Okay, so the one that I picked was the little rainbow horn, and there are the little sequin ears to go with it. Aren't those fabulous? Oh, so excited. Okay, now the horn is perfect for bows. I find if you have too big of one, then it, you know, it's too big and it's wonky, and it, you know, it just doesn't fit. So, you know, to do a bow, you only want like a 2 to 3 inch one. Okay, so, and I've, you know, this is nothing new. We did this on the last video, and I think one before that. We did the headband. Alright, so I'm going to just kind of separate my, make sure the seam is in the back where it's sewn. Okay, and then you see what? I'm just smashing this down in the middle. And you're going to have to hold it for a few seconds, because if you don't, it's going to pop right off. Okay, you have to manipulate it into that spot. And then I just kind of, you know, push my loops back up. Okay. Now, you want to put your ears on next, or at least that's what works for me. If you can see what I'm doing here, I'm just kind of positioning them, and you can kind of tilt them a little bit or whatever. Before you glue them straight on, though, you want to make sure you know your placement. Okay, so and you know since the I'm just putting my glue on the, you know, the very tip right here, and then I'm putting it right in the corner so that when I do my other ear, it's going to touch. And I'm putting my finger in the loop, and I'm just going through and pushing it down so the glue will stick to it. Okay. Because these ears are you know, kind of large, so you kind of need the whole bow to, you know, for it to go across the whole bow. But it's actually perfect. It looks, you know, with the small loop. All right, and then I'm going to do the same thing with the other one. And I'm sort of touching the ears next to each other with the horn sticking out. You see that? Alright, and we're almost done. Isn't that precious? Oh my goodness. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, I'm so excited about these eyes, though. They're just perfect. Okay, so that's the horn and the ear part. And then you just, you know, you place your flowers. You just kind of glue those in place. Alright, so I've got a little purple flower here. And And I think 3 sort of medium-sized, I guess this is a medium-sized flower, I don't know. You know, that'll work. Or if you want to put several small ones, or, you know, whatever works for you. And these little bows, you know, made out of 26 inches, I think work really perfect for the decor, the embellishments here. So that, you know, you have your horn just sticking up a little bit over these fabulous ears, and then you've got the flowers and the ear, you know, the eyes to boot. And then what I did, of course, I can't ever leave well enough alone. I have to, you know, just keep on. Is I, with the other ones, I just put the little rhinestones, you know, so it's totally up to you. If, and you know, you can put rhinestones all over them, I'm sure, if you want to glue that on. So that is it for making this bow. Very easy. Let's see. Let me get out some of the other, like there's the blue ears. I think the horns only come in 3 colors. Let's see, pink, silver, gold, and then the rainbow. And then you have your choice of the sequined ears, and then there are a few colors with the glitter ears. Prices are very, very reasonable. So now, only thing is, I know she sold out in about 8 hours this morning, but you know, by the time this video is up, or by tomorrow, I'm sure she'll have it restocked. You may just have to keep checking back in. So, you know, if you get on the website and it has not been restocked yet, just give it a little time. She'll get it restocked back up. It, you know, it just went so fast. So let's see. Was that it? I think so. I will leave all of the information in the descriptions box. And if you have any questions, just let me know. Y'all send me some pictures. I've gotten a few already from the last couple of tutorials. I love seeing the pictures. So I think that's it. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks.